Democrats have a terrorist problem.
My name is Ahmed. I'm a terrorist.
This weekend, the White House Correspondents Association hosted the year's White House Correspondents Dinner at the Washington Hilton in Washington, D.C., when a shooter burst through the front doors and sprinted toward the ballroom while opening fire. The shooter was identified as Cole Thomas Allen, 31. He had a 12-gauge pump-action starter shotgun and a .38 caliber pistol and at least 3 knives. That was actually a quote from someone talking about how many knives he had. At least 3 knives. What scenario are you like, I've fired through my primary. My secondary is empty. I'm now going to knives. Not just one. Not just one. I'm so hung up on the knives. He thought he would need knife 2, 3, and 4. Maybe 1 gets broken, but 3 and 4 you're definitely not using. Why do you have a second handgun and 4 knives? This is the literal definition of taking a knife to a gunfight. You're running into a room with thousands of armed men. How do you get to the place where you think this is an actionable plan without being completely delulu? This plan had 0 chance of him running in and like prioritizing his targets like he's some elite hitman. I'm way more interested in what movies and video games this guy was playing than whatever he was saying on social media. Because how did this play out in his mind? 4 knives? Why do you have 4 knives? I'm sorry. I'm so hung up on the knife thing. Cole Allen is from California, which helps make this actually make a lot more sense, where he worked as a teacher, although I hesitate to even call him a teacher. He was a tutor. So those who can't teach, tutor. Clearly, this guy needed a shooting tutor. On LinkedIn, he claimed to be a game developer and listed his pronouns because, of course, as he, him. Surprise, 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 surprise. His game is extremely lame.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
It was a shooter game with a lot of knife fights. No, I'm just kidding.
That he loved to tell his students about.
He did. I'm so hung up on the knives. I'm just like, what? You know this motherfucker came from California or some shitty blue state with this, I hesitate to even call it, an arsenal. This is what people in California think about guns. They're so deranged and demented about guns if you live in California, and they're so mythologized. Like, if you have a gun, then everyone around you is dead. Like, if you go into a room and you're the guy with a gun. But you know what the really aggravating thing about this is? Other than the fact that it's yet another assassination attempt on the president, this guy was supposedly super intelligent. He graduated from Caltech. He was a teacher and interned at NASA. And his great idea was to just rush past metal detectors, the Secret Service with a shotgun loaded with buckshot. This is the equivalent of using a screwdriver handle to drive a nail in because you just don't have a hammer around. I'm so hung up on the knives. Because you really have to imagine, I'm hung up on it because it gives me a window into what this guy was thinking about how this was going to play out, that he would maybe need 4 knives. This is a boyish fantasy of fighting. This
Boyafesto.
Yeah, this is not a manifesto. It's a boyafesto. This is like my brother playing G.I. Joe when he was a kid. You're like, what? Allen's sister told authorities that Allen was affiliated with a group called the Wide Awakes and had attended a No Kings protest in California. And he, of course, had a manifesto in which he signed it, Cold Force Friendly Federal Assassin Allen.
Beta!
And
wow.
Let me tell you guys, it is so bad. It literally opens with, hello, everybody. I mean, mean, I'm dying to know what the subject of the email that he sent out to all his friends and family with the manifesto. Was it just subject manifesto? Like, what was the subject of this email that he sent out? That he was like, hello, everybody. Like, he's talking about, plans for Father's Day or something. And then he writes his reasons for doing this, which are not that radical. I want to stress they are garden variety blue anon beliefs, aka lies fed to the left by their media and the independent podcast space. He's like, I'm no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. I really want to also point out, how was someone this bad at writing a tutor? This is embarrassing. This is just someone it does sound a lot like the Podcast Bros too. It's not just left-wing media. This also sounds a lot like the space I occupy, where you're talking about the it's a satanic pedophile rapist antichrist guy. This is proof also, his manifesto is proof that everything was in fact better in the 90s, including manifestos. I mean, this guy didn't even have the decency to put Uncle Ted's manifesto into ChatGPT and have it spit something better out for him. He weirdly had a list of everybody that was and was not going to be murdered in his Kill Bill montage that was going on in his mind, and he excluded Mr. Kash Patel for reasons I don't know. He was immediately strip searched and laid out naked, face down, which led to some amazing memes involving Lindsey Graham and Don Lemon. He looked like a woke burrito.
A wide awake burrito.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes. My bad. Correction. A wide awake burrito. Mike Solana tweeted, every would-be assassin which should be wrapped in aluminum foil and positioned for photos like a gay baked potato. They should tour him around the country so we can all come see the gay baked potato before his public floggings and throw vegetables. Imagine thinking you're going to do this. That you're going to run down your list of targets like you're John Wick. Imagine believing you're going to go out in a blaze of glory holding your 2 knives that you have left up as a martyr, and you end up wrapped like a Chipotle burrito after tripping on your way in. Congratulations. All you did was help Republicans in the midterms.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your Dumpster Fire. Welcome to Dumpster Fire, where we make burgers out of your sacred cows. New episodes drop every Tuesday and Thursday, new time, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Central. Get in the chat. If you've never been in the live chat, it's super fun. Everybody's super nice, weirdly. There's always some strays, but mostly everyone's nice and hilarious and makes jokes that I wish I had made. Also, go subscribe to our Walk-Ins Welcome channel, my other podcast, at More Bridget Phetasy. It's where I do long-form conversations with amazing guests. You don't want to miss that. If you want more content, all of it, go to Phetasy.com. Home base. We have essays, episodes, podcasts I do with my husband, factory settings, bonus content. All of it is in one place. And it's how you can support your favorite independent media, old Gen X auntie. I know. Too many notes.
Too many notes, Your Majesty.
Exactly. Very well put. Too many notes.
But before we get into it, a quick word from our sponsor. Speaking of hotels, what does it feel like to be cared for in the quiet moments no one sees? This Mother's Day, give your mom or the woman in your life the gift of comfort with a Cozy Earth robe. I'm completely obsessed with my robe. It definitely lives up to the name. It's soft and cozy, and I basically feel like I'm transported to a luxury hotel every time I put it on. It's amazing. It's like quality. You know when you go to a nice hotel and you put a robe on and you're like, oh, this is what being rich feels like. envelops you with the feeling of richness and unmatched softness, you feel like you're taking a vacation from your problems. Cozy Earth's robes wrap you in a softness with thoughtful details like spacious pockets, adjustable ties, and cozy silhouettes. This Mother's Day, give comfort instead of just saying thank you. A robe lasts a lot longer than flowers. Let this Mother's Day be a reminder that she deserves care too. Discover how Cozy Earth turns everyday routines into moments of softness and ease. Head to CozyEarth.com and use my code DUMPSTER for an exclusive 20% off. That's CozyEarth.com, code DUMPSTER for 20% off. And if you see a post-purchase survey, make sure you mention that you heard about Cozy Earth right here on Dumpster Fire. Support the people who support keeping this show on the air. Link in the description below. It's seriously the best robe. So back to how we're right about everything. We were just talking about assassination culture literally last week. They're talking about assassination like it's a dinner party topic. And lest I remind you, it was at a dinner party where people were casually wishing death upon Trump that made me realize just how dangerous the left has become. Mike Solana at Pirate Wires has been on this. He put it better than I can. This is not a small thing. This is an insane, unacceptable thing that every liberal needs to denounce. Yesterday, he published a piece about what he's calling assassination culture, the slide from violent rhetoric to celebrating violence to sitting down with a guy who celebrates violence and calling it journalism, I guess.
This motherfucker's got the same shit he had on last Tuesday.
What this has revealed more than anything is that it's a commonly held belief that the president should be assassinated by a large portion of Democrats. I've talked about this many times on this very show, that it's very unsettling that so many people are comfortable just thinking and openly expressing that that is cool and fine. Get your mind around that, please. People feel comfortable saying this in polite society. There's so many videos and jokes and comments online of people being like, oh, so close, too bad.
Y'all motherfuckers missed again. Oh my God.
They missed again? They missed again?
If somebody misses one more time, nobody wants to work these days.
And Democrats put this out there and expect everyone to agree with them because a lot of people actually do agree with them. And even over the weekend after this assassination attempt, there were a lot of kind of anecdotal overhearings of people talking like, oh, too bad, and then moving on with their day while they saw the news breaking.
The sleeper cells have been activated.
They have been. Cole Allen is mentally ill, obviously, because he brought 4 knives to the gunfight. But his beliefs are actually pretty commonly held. This wasn't like the fringe shooters we've seen with other shootings, like the trans furry identity and the engraved bullets. It's not a complicated, convoluted online set of beliefs that he's constructed out of being way deep in the bowels of radical fringe online communities. Basically, everything Cole Allen said could be heard on freaking MSNBC. This is garden variety left-wing narrative shit that you get on Reddit and Blue Sky. This is just like normal left-wing Trump derangement syndrome. This guy was radicalized by The View. The left sounds like terrorists and they don't even realize it. That's the craziest thing. You're just walking around being like, yeah, presidents should be assassinated. That would be awesome. And think nothing of it.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
It's got some flavors of right-wing ecosystem too, because he also talks about how he thinks Trump is the Antichrist. That language about Epstein and him being a pedophile rapist is also very independent, right-wing and left-wing coded now, like woke right, independent podcasting coded. It's not just the left. Stage started trending immediately after the suspect was apprehended. And at the same time, attendees were leaving the venue and passing protesters with signs that said, kill them all. We saw this. I saw this at that protest that I went to in California where it said, just die already. Captive Dreamer had a tweet that kind of summarizes this weird dichotomy perfectly. Democrats today, what a shame they didn't get Trump in that hoax assassination attempt. It is completely incoherent. Allen himself had posts claiming that the Butler assassination attempt was staged. And if he believed that, why wouldn't he expect that people would think his own attempt was staged?
So meta.
It's very meta. And also completely incoherent. And it's never the simplest explanation when something like this happens. This guy was just a left-wing radical who thinks that he was doing a favor by getting rid of literally Hitler.
Literally Hitler.
Because Democrats can't admit that they have a violence problem. So they have to do all these weird mental gymnastics. If this guy had succeeded, they would say Trump is the reason and victim blame anyone from the administration who was killed. It's their fault. They created this situation. But Democrats, liberals, or whatever you want to call them, they still want to believe that they're the good guys who would never do this. So when the thing they're hoping for happens but isn't successful, they claim it was staged to like resolve that weird mental conflict. But if he had succeeded, they'd be in their group chats cheering or publicly cheering like we saw with Charlie Kirk. And the top leaders of the party create this permission structure that allows kind of one side to get away with this violent, open fantasizing. Just look at Obama, who 6 hours after the manifesto was released tweeted, although we don't have the details about the motives behind last night's shooting at the White House Correspondents Dinner, it's incumbent upon all of us to reject the idea that violence has any place in our democracy. It's funny, that trick. Obama gives them just enough doubt to tell themselves it wasn't because he thought Trump was literally Hitler and spent a lot of time on Blue Sky. We're rejecting violence. Don't you see? We don't know what his motives are. This is psycho. We have the motive, bro. We read the manifesto. He gave it to us. They just don't want to say what his motives are. Because if this was a right-winger, we would never hear the end of how we know what the motive is immediately. Don't forget to like, subscribe, touch my bells and buttons, and tell your friends about us. You have to stick around through the ad to see the weather report, you guys. Sorry, them's the rules. Summer's coming. It's almost here. And now is the time to be working out and getting ready for the beach. Many of us have struggled with weight loss, but if you truly want to lose weight in a way that is healthy and sustainable for your body and get strong at the same time, nothing beats the Caliber app. I'm obsessed. Go. The Caliber app is 100% free to get started with the ability to upgrade to unlock more features or add a coach for one-on-one support. The free version is amazing, though, and it provides full ad-free access to the app's features, including over 500 exercises, workout tracking, and the ability to create custom exercises. From there, you can upgrade to Caliber Pro, which includes group coaching, or you can upgrade to Caliber Premium, which includes one-on-one coaching. I have said it before, but Caliber has been life-changing for me. It's somebody who just keeps me in check. Caliber makes weight and strength training simple and easy. The app is so incredible. It gives you step-by-step instructions and videos on how to correctly perform the moves. You can see your gains and increases in strength, reps, and performance. So check out the app at caliberstrong.com/Phetasy. See if any of their versions is right for you. That's caliberstrong.com/Phetasy. Click the link below to get started and get strong. Link in the description below. Now let's check the weather with Eliana Padilla.
Los 26 grados centígrados persisten las temperaturas frescas aquí en la Sultana del Norte y por la noche habrá un marcado descenso de la temperatura, 6 grados menos, llegaremos hasta reportar los 20 grados. Para los siguientes 5 días de la semana, disfrute esos días soleados definitivamente porque llegaron otra vez las precipitaciones aquí en nuestra ciudad. Para el día de mañana, miércoles, totalmente despejado.
Thank you, Eliana. A few hours after the shooting, Trump held a press conference in the White House briefing room, and Trump's vibe was insanely nonchalant. He was like,
First time.
cool. He was so chill about it.
It's always shocking when something like this happens. Happened to me a little bit.
Trump used the occasion to remind everyone that he wants to build a ballroom attached to the White House.
We looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, it's not a particularly secure building. I didn't want to say this, but this is why we need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it.
Pouring fuel on the hoax conspiracies. I'm like, do you really think he staged an assassination attempt because he wants a ballroom?
Yeah.
Also, think about how crazy it is that you believe that these people are willing to sign up for a life in prison to support Trump, it like makes absolutely no sense to me that these anti-Trump people would sign up for this. This is just Trump being Trump too, also, guys. He's always closing.
Always be cobbling.
This is like who he is. Read his books.
We're safer in a ballroom. This wouldn't have happened in a ballroom.
I mean, it does sound like security was pretty lax at that hotel. Did you notice how gracious he was in that press conference, though? It was very unlike him.
Oh, I just want to say you did a fantastic job. What a beautiful evening, and we're going to reschedule.
What did you say?
He was like, and you beautiful people, you're doing your job. We made sure to protect the media. And I was like, okay, maybe it was a hoax. I've never heard him talk about the media that way in my entire life.
You did a fantastic job. Thank you very much, Peter.
What the who is this guy? Oh, that's just post-shooting Trump. He's very subdued and godly. He gets more in touch with his mortality after this. And it's kind of funny and dark that he's been shot at enough times that I know how he acts after shootings. The only reason we're laughing about this stuff and can laugh about it is because something freaking horrific and tragic has not happened multiple times. And during Butler, a man actually did die. So tragic things have happened, but this could get so bad and horrific, and we are just lucky that it hasn't. That's it. Or he's like protected by God.
Also, like, what's the path to one No Kings protest to assassination? It's like 0 to 100. It's like, as fast as he ran.
He was so fast.
He did run really fast, actually. Phetasy News. The people who watch Dumpster Fire might be the least sane. Freudian slip, y'all.
You just got Freuded.
The last sane people actually online, like 90s normal, if that's normal anymore.
When manifestos were great.
It used to be.
Make manifestos great again. If you want to go deeper with these people, come hang out with us at Phetasy.com, become a paid supporter, get access to the unedited version of every episode. And we leave a lot on the cutting room floor, and me tripping over words and being a moron, and things that absolutely cannot be aired. Racism, mostly.
It's funny because it's true.
But more importantly, you get the community. These are your people, smart, funny, sane, done with the nonsense, and still somehow hopeful. The supporters chat is where the real conversation happens. We go 90s racism. We also go live every Tuesday and Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 Central, right here. Get in the chat. That's where the show actually lives. Come be weird with us. And now to cleanse your palate, the internet is glorious.
Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Rings, by J.R.R. Tolkien, on audiobook. Read by RFK Jr.
Chapter 1, the long-expected party with Mr. Bilbo Baggins.
Remember, life is absurd. Don't take yourself so damn seriously. Take the work seriously. Don't take yourself seriously. This has been your Dumpster Fire. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me rich! And the unicorns dance while the world burns, world burns.